In this video, we will discuss where to find, how to listen to or view, and in some cases, how to evaluate recordings of agent interactions with clients. From the Analysis tab in the Admin portal, select the Recordings tab. From here, you can see a selection of recording options that can be searched and viewed. Selecting any of these subjects will take you to the search parameters page for those recordings. Starting with voice recordings, you can see a host of searchable parameters that could be used to narrow down the results of the query. The call type can be set to queued incoming calls, direct transfers, outgoing calls, or all calls. A date range can be set for the search, as well as a calling name that would pertain to the person placing the call. You can choose to search for only calls that were evaluated, not evaluated, or both. You can choose to narrow the search by calling number, number dialed, or even queue name for calls that entered a queue. Call length will help to eliminate calls outside a certain length, and call ID can be used if you know the caller's call ID. Call ID is alphabetical characters and words, not numbers, such as Jim Smith or Lincoln School District. The following 9 search fields can be used if you're trying to return calls that have information added to them by agents using classification parameters. You can then choose to only run the search based on the selected teams or agents. It can be run as little as one agent or as complex as all teams and agents. Please note, however, the searching will only return the first 100 matches, so in a very busy call center environment, it may be best to narrow your searches. Select Search when you're ready to see your results. As you can see in the search results, there are some additional options presented to you. You could download all of the recordings for archiving purposes, listen to calls individually, choose a call to evaluate if an evaluation form was previously created, or check any evaluation on a call that was previously performed. As you can see, search parameters pages are similar for each recording page. However, due to the nature of delivery, different options will appear within the search parameters. For example, in the chat parameters, we still find all 9 of the classification fields, but now keywords is an available search parameter. Expanding the process dates, but only selecting one agent, we can see our return data. From here, you can choose to download all or view each transcript individually. Voicemail recording results can be narrowed down by date range, the person who called, the number they called from, and even the DNIS that they called. They may also be defined by the queue that was reached and can be separated by length of voicemail and a reference ID. The reference ID for a voicemail recording can be found in the body of an email that is forwarded to the agent in queue. In this case, the agent would need to provide this reference ID if they needed the interaction to be investigated. The next several fields will only work as search parameters if the transcription feature is enabled within the queue. For example, if you navigate to Configure, General, Queues, and select Options to the right of a voice queue, you will see at the bottom of the page, Enable Voicemail Transcriptions. Once checked, you will have another option to enable transcription analysis. Returning to the voicemail recording's search parameters, the transcription dropdown, sentiments choices, and transcriptions keywords now come into play as valid search parameters. Sentiments will search for positive and/or negative keywords that could appear in transcription, such as poorly or great job. Email recordings similarly allow you to search by classification parameters. Additionally, you may choose to narrow your search by using the from and to headers or the subject line of the email. External recordings is a tool with limited search parameters that allows you the ability to reach out to an external storage site to retrieve voice recordings. This search tool can only be used if you have previously set up external storage capabilities within the admin portal. This can be done by navigating to Integrations, External Recording Storage Settings, and completing the required setup. This will be covered in a later lesson. Once you've established the external storage connection and voice recordings are being stored off-site, you can then use the 3 available parameters to retrieve the recordings here. You should now understand the available parameters to search for recorded interactions in your call center. Thank you for watching.
Orchestrating a Brighter World, NEC.